If someone comes up to me and tells me that Manny Pacquiao is the greatest boxer of all time, I would totally get it, to be honest. I wouldn't completely disagree, because if you look at the man's body of work, it is undeniable. Now, in my opinion, is Manny Pacquiao the greatest boxer of all time? No. Muhammad Ali is the greatest to ever do it, but Manny Pacquiao is up there. The only 8 division champion in the history of boxing, and he's back. Can he do the impossible and become a world champion at nearly 47 years old? As the fight gets closer this week, I'm going to break down the fight and give my prediction, but my early thoughts on the fight is this. First of all, you gotta give all credit to Manny Pacquiao. The man is daring to be great. The man is trying to defy all odds. He's trying to become the oldest champion in the history of boxing at nearly 47 years old. I believe he's 46 and a half. But the problem is this. He's not going up against a slouch. He's not going up against a mediocre world champion, even though the boxing world thinks that he is fighting a mediocre champion. But let me tell you this. Mario Barrios, not only is he one of the best fighters in the world, but his character, the man's character, he's one of the most exceptional human beings in the sport right now. He is the only active world champion in the sport of boxing that's standing against the injustice that's going on in the world. All you can do is give Mario Barrios all the credit and all the respect in the world. He is my favorite fighter currently in the sport of boxing, and he's been one of my favorite fighters for the last 5 to 6 years. I've been following Mario Barrios ever since he was a kid, and now, even though he still looks like a baby, but the man is 30 years old. He is in the peak of his prime. And even though Mario Barrios has been through a lot of wars, you can definitely say that he is a old 30 years old, even though he doesn't look old at all. But the body can only take so much. But on the other hand, if we're going to say that about Mario Barrios, then what can you say about Manny Pacquiao? Manny Pacquiao has been in 10 times the wars that Mario Barrios has been in. Mario Barrios has been in wars against Abel Ramos, Gervonta Davis, Keith Thurman, Akhmedov, and the list goes on and on and on. But same goes for Manny Pacquiao. And Manny Pacquiao didn't look too good, to put it mildly, when he came back for an exhibition 2 years ago when he fought Ampo in Japan. Now, that fight was an exhibition, so I don't think Manny Pacquiao was fully prepared physically and mentally. So I don't have a question in my mind that Manny Pacquiao is going to come and bring it. But when this fight got announced, I said to myself, Manny Pacquiao doesn't have a single chance to beat Mario Barrios. Not even a puncher's chance. Purely because of his last few performances against Ugas almost 5 years ago. Manny looked finished. So not only is he nearly 50 years old, but he hadn't had a pro fight in nearly 5 years, half a decade. So he's inactive and he's very old. I mean, you can say that 46 isn't really old in life years, even though it is. But what about boxing years? Boxing years, you're a dinosaur if you're 46, 47 years old. That is why no champion has ever successfully achieved what Manny Pacquiao was trying to do and become a world champion at 46 years old. It is going to be a tough task. But as the fight is getting closer, and as we're watching the inspirational journey of Manny Pacquiao in his training camp, documenting everything, his morning runs, every single workout, his battles, you cannot help but root for the man. But the problem is this: he's fighting my favorite fighter, Mario Barrios. I will definitely be rooting for Mario Barrios, but how can you be mad if Manny Pacquiao actually pulls this off? How can you not fall in love with the story of Manny Pacquiao? From nothing to something to everything. From a homeless kid to one of the greatest to ever do it. To the only 8 division in the history of boxing. And if he actually pulls this off, then you might as well put him in the top 3 in the best to ever do it. Now, even if he doesn't pull this off, his spirit alone and his mindset and his desire, daring to be great, that alone speaks volumes about the greatness of Manny Pacquiao. It's going to be a tough task, and I'm going to break down the fight as we get closer, and I'm going to give a prediction. But one thing is for sure, it is not going to be a boring fight, because Manny Pacquiao comes in all guns blazing. Ever since he was a boy, turned pro at, I don't know, turned pro maybe at 14, 15 years old. And if you look at his footage back then, and if you look at his footage now, he has the same mindset. As soon as the bell rings, Manny is coming to take your head off. But same goes for Mario Barrios. Now I know why Manny Pacquiao took this fight. Because Manny Pacquiao's greatest gift is his offense. And Mario Barrios' biggest weakness is his defense. So it makes sense why Manny Pacquiao, out of all the champions, he chose Mario Barrios. But let me tell you this. Yes, Mario Barrios' defense isn't the best. But the same thing goes for Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's defense is his offense. And oh my God, Manny Pacquiao was one of the greatest offensive fighters to ever do it. Let's see what happens. I cannot wait for this fight.